Welcome in, everybody. This is going to be an Infernal vs. Infernal in our Aureil Stormgate Circuit Weekly number 2. And this one will be starring in our blue. This is msrm. And his opponent, woo, with the little scrolly bug there. His opponent, also playing Infernal today in the red. This is Senegalo Ruskov. And if you haven't been paying attention to the Aureil Stormgate Weeklies, Senegalo Ruskov won last week in a kind of an upset. He's not the top seed in the bracket. I think last week he was 7th seed, but managed to defeat msrm, who's a higher seed, and Snockstar, who is the number 1 seed. So Senegalo Ruskov is the Infernal to beat this week if you want to get that champion crown. And msrm is looking for a little revenge to get back from last week's loss. We'll see how that works. msrm got a very interesting and kind of aggressive opening here with his buildings all on the low ground, making a nice little sim city that kind of blocks for any good mushroom shrine here. So I'm not sure about that. Like, you could put your shrine here, right? But this is msrm. He knows what he's doing. And I'm sure he's got a strategy here. He does have a couple Ethereum workers that's fueling the Ethereum for his gaunts and any possible upgrades he has planned. No upgrade buildings yet. Peeping from Senegalo as well on the speed camp. And just a little ahead of msrm in the creeping. msrm gets the vision camp next. And do we get any upgrades? Look, Senegalo's still waiting for that shrine. Also putting down an extra vault. So we're up to 3 vaults for Senegalo. And there we have our Hellforge for msrm. So he's going to be going in for the Infernal Fury a little bit quicker. And here we have some units on the way, although there's enough units here from Senegalo, I think, that he can defend this. He doesn't want to get caught creeping. But interesting battle here as the Bruiser is still fighting up at the top there. And Bruiser hits hard. And now we're doing some team creeping, as I like to call it. You get one of them, I'll get the rest. But, oh no, who's going to get it? I think msrm snagged that creep. Getting the Bruiser kill, which is worth the most mins and luminite off that, I believe. And that was pretty good for msrm to come in and kind of harass that creeping play. Even though Senegalo ends up with the camp, I do think msrm got 2 of those creeps. And msrm going all the way across the map to do his Ethereum camp now. Whereas Senegalo's like, I'm going for a 3rd base. There's no 3rd base to go for. No 3rd base up yet for either of them. Which isn't exactly late, but it means neither of them have gone for that early 3rd, which is fairly common as an Infernal player. By the 4-minute mark here, yeah, you see we're seeing a shrine now go down for msrm. Perhaps after the 4-minute mark, it's starting to get a little bit late for your 3rd. Imp here, we can tell by the incredibly loud noise that he's making as he's chopping down the trees. And going to get on top of this space right away. Now, do you get a cancel on this? I think you might. I think you might. Oh! Wow. Okay, it's very low, but Fangs turns to fight the army instead and decides, no, I'm going to pull back. Wanting to get a kind of good angle to attack here. And I think he should commit here and try and kill the shrine. It's so low now that it's worth it. Oh my goodness, as we got reinforcements streaming in from both. It's hard to see who's going to get more here, but as that shrine finishes, we get a Manifest Shroudstone, and that's right in behind all these units. That means those Gaunts are now focusing on the Shroudstone, which means all the Gaunts of msrm are getting their DPS off. There's just more stuff here for Senegalo, and I think he might win this battle. Again, he's still not focusing on that shrine, but at any point he can turn and just sort of finish that shrine off. Now we see that happen. Boom. Bye-bye shrine. And msrm is forced to retreat from this position. And Senegalo also just pulls back. Counting that as a win. We're now going to see a little bit of a team creeping over the middle of the map again. Senegalo with some good control to pull those gaunts back. I think that's a big important thing when these brute and gaunt falls. You really want the gaunts behind the brutes. Sure, the brutes have some push priority and they can push their way through. But if you can sort of pre-arrange or pre-split your units up, it just makes that initial engage that much more efficient. And here msrm is going to do his best to hold, but there's just enough extra stuff here for Senegalo. He's up by about 30 supply. Oh, a very nice defensive mag pops out, but he kind of wastes his trample as he pulls back, not wanting to get focus fired down. Another mag pops out right in the middle of all those units, also getting focus fired down with the stun. And now there are fiends on top of the imps, and that is bad news, as this is probably going to be it for msrm. His units are frantically popping out of the vaults, but he's going to have to GG as this swarm of Senegalo takes over his base. Alright, we're back at it. This is game number 2, and this is msrm. And looking a little bit dominant so far today. I mean, this is the first match we've watched of his. This is Senegalo Ruskov. And despite his name, I've learned that representing Senegalo, he's been in France, actually. I think he's in France. So he's a French person, as far as I know. But has, I think, lived in Senegal. And that's why he uses this name. And going for that lower shrine. What? Going for a vault, actually. I think this is what we did see last match, because remember his shrine was so slow I didn't actually watch it when he put it down. But he was so much further behind in the natural, as we see here. Like, this natural's half done already, whereas Senegalo hasn't even popped his yet. And msrm is on, put his buildings on the low ground again, just like he did on Titans. Now we have a shrine going down, both of them doing their creeping. We're seeing that those first vision camps, or first healing camps, sorry, go down. And Senegalo pumping units. I mean, when you open with that many production structures, that seems like that's the purpose. And we see like that extra brute there. We have 3 brutes and 4 gaunts. That's because of the extra vault. And I wonder if this is going to turn into straight early aggression like we saw before. Or maybe more into a bit of a macro play. We do see him just be a few seconds ahead of msrm in the creeping. Oh, going for his... Oh, he's already got an imp putting down a farm. So, really aggressive creeping style for Senegalo here, which on this map can work out. Because of these extra 2 camps over on the right-hand side, if you knock down the trees like we saw him do here, you can actually get a lot of resources out pretty quick and early. Get that early boost from these towers and turn that into like a ton of units. Or maybe now, after getting these towers, maybe starting that 3rd base. What do we see here? That's a brute's coming across. I thought it might be an imp going for that expo. Whereas it's the 3rd base that is going down for msrm. And remember, he was quicker on his 2nd base, so that's just a more standard eco pacing, I think. And like I said here, look at how these 2 camps go down really quick for Senegalo. Look at this with the new brute pathing. This never used to be something you could do. You'd have to run your brutes around to do this. And this could look kind of dangerous for MSRM. Now, what does he got home? Nothing right here. Where's his unit? Oh, his units are out of position over here. Now Senegalo just steals the camp and buzzes off. It's like, fine, make you worried. And MSRM is worried. You see, as he's moving it all the way back, he's like, I think there could be a battle here. In fact, I like how he's like, I'm not just going to sit at home. I'm going to send my units out to reclaim that tower. And, oh, I'm like, Senegalo, are you being extra clever, or are you just out on the map being a little aggressive? I thought maybe he was going for a flank here, or he's going to try and catch those units on the map. I think he's just out on the map, trying to do some scouting, trying to see what's up. I like how he sent a single Gaunt over here. Now, toe-to-toe here, Senegalo has a slight lead, but his units are also in transit. Defender's advantage for MSRM with the Manifest Shroud, so definitely helping out here. And reinforcements arriving for both of them. But it does look like Senegalo's front line tore down quicker. And Fiends and Brutes pushing him back. Actually, now it is MSRM that's going to retreat for a moment. They're going to go to the Vision Camp. And we keep seeing how they're battling over this Shroud. Effigy's going down to try and make sure both of them are staying on Shroud while they fight. That Effigy is dead. We have Mags out here from MSRM. And again, Mags are not considered the main logic in this matchup right now. I do think one or two are really good. But Brutes tend to cancel Mags. So many Fiends and Phantoms here are helping out, because it means it's wasted DPS for Senegalo. And, oh, half the units over here. Yeah, half the units weren't fighting. Oh, I love it. The Magmadon does a consume, eating some Fiends and getting some of that health back. These Magmadons are really being heroes here. Now this Magmadon's getting stunned and focused down. He wants to get back and get a Fiend. Can he consume? Both Magmadons in the middle there. And Senegalo calling GG in this game number 2. Welcome in. This is game number 3, and this is MSRM in the blue. And his opponent, rocking the red. This is Senegalo Ruskov. Let's see what they're going to do here. I'm expecting Senegalo to maybe do the same thing, although already we are seeing a little different. We're going for lumber imping. And where are you going? You're going to put another vault right here, aren't you? Aren't you? On the low ground? On the low ground? What? It's a farm? Never expected it. Where are you going, buddy? What are you up to? You're going to put down a vault. I can see it. You're moving right there. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What you going to do? Vault? What are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? Another vault? Okay, we have 3 vaults and a conclave here, my friends. This is not an expand build. In fact, this is the Broken Crown Rush build. I've seen this with 3 vaults. I've never actually seen it with 4 vault, or sorry, 2 vaults and a conclave. Now it's 3 vaults and a conclave. I've never seen it this version. It seems a little more aggressive. And the whole idea behind this is that the rush distance here is very short, right around the corner here. So these vaults are going to be able to pop out some units real quick. And oh, Phantoms here. Trying to get on top of Gaunts, but Phantoms versus Phantoms. I think we know who wins that. And Senegalo maybe being a little too eager here. And running back, these Phantoms are going to die off, so they will get a little body block in. This is actually working out pretty good for MSRM. And the original plan here from Senegalo to be pretty aggressive is not happening. Has to retreat himself to go get his health camp. That allows MSRM to take out the Vision camp. Now, MSRM does not have his own health camp. Now, remember, that's going to be a problem. Because without healing, I mean, other than on Shroud, there's going to be a big advantage for Senegalo in any battle. And Senegalo deciding to come up, get that speed camp. If you can steal that speed camp before you engage, it means another advantage that you have over your opponent. And that's what he's trying to do right now. We see as msrm's like, I don't want to concede that. And msrm's trying to stop him from doing that while also maintaining that speed boost. Fighting in the speed camp's kind of good, but I don't know. You gotta commit here. The armies look very similar in size, so I can see why you might not want to. That speed camp now has been captured by Senegalo, and look how speedy he's moving across the map. He's going to be able to get this health camp, and if he can get it and fight from within it, he's going to have a huge advantage. Clears the camp, easily captures it, and now has double healing camp. msrm is back on his heels, has to retreat back to the safety of his own shroud and his own reinforcements. But there is no Shroud Stone here. There are some farms. But now this is it. This is the battle. And we're seeing as some of those units have split off at the top and are going for imps. And msrm's hoping for the best possible engage here around his static D. He keeps pulling back a little bit. I don't think I like that. I don't know if that's working in his favor. Like, you can do that with your Gaunts, but every time he does that with his Brutes, I think he's missing out on DPS. And he's now been pulled back. We can hear the Imps have been pulled to fight on the low ground. But this is looking dire for msrm. Senegalo starting to clean up some of those Imps. And yeah, it's just Gaunts left here for msrm. And Senegalo really can just split off a few of his units and focus on the army while the rest destroy the base. A couple extra Brutes pop out for msrm, and that's good news. Even more Brutes popping out. This could be a hold if those Brutes can get some traction. But yeah, again, half the units are killing Imps, and that's not going to be good even if he does get a hold here. It's just Gaunts left now. And we see the Phantom Snowball. This is going to be it for msrm. Imps turn to fight. Last breath. They don't want to go down without a fight. And that's GG from msrm.